During the Cenozoic era, a team of warriors called the Power Rangers came to Earth to guard the legendary Zeo crystal. But one member, the Green Ranger Rita Repulsa, betrayed them and tried to steal the crystal for herself. One by one, the Rangers were defeated. Before dying, Zordon, the Red Ranger, used his final strength to protect the planet. He hid his armor as a power coin along with 4 others in blue, yellow, pink, and black, waiting for future defenders to find them. Moments later, Rita appears before Zordon and demands the location of the Zeo crystal. Zordon tells her she is too late and orders his robot Alpha 5 to send a meteor toward Earth. The impact destroys Rita's staff and throws her to the bottom of the ocean. Zordon and the dinosaurs on Earth are wiped out, but the Zeo crystal stays hidden for millions of years. In the present day in Angel Grove, Jason Scott and his friend pull a prank on a rival school by placing a bull inside their locker room. The police are called, and Jason tries to escape using his father's truck, but crashes into another car. He survives without serious injuries, yet he is punished with house arrest and detention for the rest of the year. The next morning, his father Sam drives him to school and talks about his ruined future. Jason was a top athlete close to earning a scholarship, but the prank destroyed his chances. Jason shows little concern and heads to detention. There he meets Kimberly, the cheerleader he secretly likes. Billy Cranston, a smart but awkward student, is also there and gets harassed by Colt, a troublemaker. Jason steps in and tells Colt to back off. When Colt tries to attack, Jason avoids the hits and slaps him. He warns him to leave Billy alone, impressing Billy and Kimberly. After class, Jason runs into Billy, who thanks him and invites him for a walk. Jason refuses and shows the electronic ankle monitor he must wear. Billy offers a deal. If Jason takes him to the old mines, he will hack the bracelet and lend him his car for the night. Jason agrees. Later at Billy's house, he reprograms the bracelet in seconds. Free for the night, Jason drives Billy to the mines. Billy asks for help with digging, but Jason says his part is done and plans to enjoy the car. As he walks back, guilt makes him return, especially after seeing Kimberly jump into a lake nearby. Thinking she drowned, he jumps in to help, but she soon appears fine and surprised to see him. While they talk, Billy sets explosives inside the mine. When he triggers them, the blast causes a collapse. Hearing it, Jason and Kimberly rush over and find Billy barely safe. Soon, Trini and Zach, 2 students passing by, arrive to check the noise. Inside the rubble, they discover a large rock holding 5 glowing coins. Zach uses Billy's pickaxe to free them, and each coin shines a different color. Before they understand what they found, a police car approaches. Jason tells everyone to get in the car and escape. With police chasing them, Billy drives fast toward a field and sees a train nearing the tracks. Jason tells him to cross quickly to lose the police, but the car is too slow and the train crashes into them. At the same time, far out in the ocean, fishermen pull in their net and notice something unusual caught inside. When the load is placed on the deck, the crew finds a humanoid figure that looks like it has been dead for years. The sailors do not know what it is, but choose to keep the body and report it to the authorities. The next day, they arrive at the port of Angel Grove and go to check on it, but the creature suddenly wakes up. It is Rita Repulsa, and she wipes out the entire crew. At the same time, Jason, Billy, and Kimberly wake up in their rooms confused about how they survived the train crash. They are completely unharmed, and the coins from the mine are still with them, now giving them incredible strength. Not understanding what is happening, Billy goes to school. There, Colt tries to bully him again. Colt attempts to twist Billy's wrist but cannot move it at all. He then tries to headbutt him but ends up knocking himself out. Because of this, Billy quickly becomes popular at school. Soon, Kimberly and Jason pull him aside to talk. They show him their red, blue, and pink coins and believe the coins gave them powers. Wanting answers, they return to the mine and meet Zach and Trini, who have the black and yellow coins. The 2 also have new abilities. To prove it, they can easily climb a mountain. The others follow, and when they reach the top, Zach jumps across a massive gap between mountains. Jason, Kimberly, and Trini manage to do the same. When Billy tries, he fails and falls off the edge. The others panic, but soon hear him shout that it is safe to jump. They leap down and land in a hidden lake inside a cave. Billy shows them a path through the deep water. After crossing it, the 5 reach another section of the cave and discover an ancient spaceship hidden for thousands of years. The ship appears sealed, but Jason's coin begins to glow. When he brings it close, a door opens. They step inside, but suddenly Trini is grabbed by a robotic arm. Zach tries to help but is quickly stopped by a small android who introduces himself as Alpha 5. He is excited to see the 5 coins together again and says he has waited years for the new warriors. The teenagers are confused, but Alpha tells them to stand on a nearby platform where their questions will be answered. They step onto it, and the ship powers up. A panel opens, revealing a giant human-like face. Alpha introduces Zordon, once one of the original Power Rangers who protected the universe millions of years ago. With Alpha help, Zordon essence survived and now controls the ship. He is surprised the coins chose 5 teenagers, but says there is no time. The world is in danger. Zordon explains the Zeo Crystal, a powerful energy source hidden in Angel Grove that can create life. If it falls into the wrong hands, it could destroy entire worlds. To show the threat, he places the teens in a vision where they see the city destroyed by Rita Repulsa. After the vision ends, Alpha warns that Rita is returning and only the Rangers can stop her from finding the crystal. But first, they must learn to control their powers through morphing. After hearing this, Trini thinks it sounds insane and decides to leave. Zach, Billy, and Kimberly follow her out. Jason walks after them, but Zordon stops him and says the power coin selected him for a reason. Long ago, he was the Red Ranger, and now Jason must lead the team and protect the universe before time runs out. Jason thinks about these words and joins the others waiting outside. Kimberly asks if he truly believes the story. Even with doubts, Jason decides to return the next day and tells them to meet at the top of the mountain. As planned, Jason arrives at the spot and is glad to see Billy and the others there. They go back to the ship where Zordon explains that to become Power Rangers they must learn to morph and unlock the armor inside the coins. A Ranger can only transform when fully united with the team. He tells them to stand on a circular platform called the morphing grid to link their minds and bodies. Each of them steps onto a section to activate their powers. They fail to connect, the grid shuts down, and it becomes clear they are not ready to act as one. Zordon tells Alpha 5 to send them to the training arena where they must improve without armor. The android starts a simulator that creates holograms shaped like Rita soldiers known as Stone Warriors. Thinking it is harmless, Zach enters first but quickly learns the enemies are solid and gets knocked down in one hit. Alpha says they must train hard in the coming days if they hope to face Rita. Training begins, and even with enhanced strength they struggle against the holograms. Alpha teaches them to dodge, grab from behind, and slam the enemy to the ground. They improve their combat skills but still cannot morph. To inspire them, Alpha takes them deeper into the cave and reveals the Zords, giant machines shaped like a Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops, Mastodon, Pterodactyl, and saber-toothed tiger. He explains they can only control them after morphing because the armor links to the Zords. After the tour, training continues. Zach secretly tries to pilot a Zord, but he cannot control it and it runs wildly down the mountain. With difficulty, he brings it back, nearly crushing the others as he passes through the rock wall. No one is hurt, yet Jason is angry and confronts him. Zach ignores him, Jason pulls him back, and they start fighting. Billy steps between them and tells them to stop. At that moment, his armor suddenly appeared. The others ask how he did it, but he does not know, and the armor fades away. They hear Zordon telling Billy to morph again, but he fails. Zordon ends the session, saying they are not ready to be true Rangers. Upset, the group leaves, but Jason stays behind to speak with Zordon and ask for another chance. Inside the ship, he overhears Zordon telling Alpha that the teens must activate the morphing grid because it is his only way to live again. Without it, Earth cannot be saved. Jason confronts him and says he is only using them to restore his body. Zordon tries to justify himself, saying he must stop Rita, but Jason says he trusts his team and will lead them even without Zordon's support. He leaves the ship and meets the others. Zach suggests they camp in the mountains that night. In another part of the city, Rita hides in a shipyard and drains energy from people she finds. After recovering strength, she goes to a jewelry store and steals large amounts of gold, using part of it to rebuild her staff. A police officer arrives with a shotgun and orders her to surrender. She refuses. He fires at her, but she heals instantly and destroys the place before leaving with the remaining gold. Back on the mountain, the teens sit around the fire. Zach says they cannot morph because they are not truly connected. They were not even friends before finding the coins. He suggests they use the night to open up to each other. Zach shares that he lives with his mother who is very sick, and he fears losing her. Billy says he came to the mountain because it was his late father's favorite place. He then asks Kimberly to speak, but she hesitates and lets Jason go next. Jason says everyone knows his story, once a star athlete who ruined his future with a stupid prank and disappointed his family. Trini speaks last and becomes emotional, saying she always felt different and struggled to fit in, changing schools many times because she could not adapt. By the end, they realize they share similar pain and feel closer than before. Later that night, Trini is at home when Rita suddenly appears in her room. Rita attacks her, and without armor, Trini cannot compete. Instead of killing her, Rita offers a deal, betrays the team, and reveals the Zeo Crystal location in exchange for her life. Elsewhere, Jason is resting when Kimberly visits him. She believes the teen cannot morph because she hides her guilt. She once shared private photos of a classmate with the whole school and has felt ashamed ever since. Jason tells her one mistake does not define her life, and that she can make things right with the help of her friends. They receive a message from Trini asking to meet at the schoolyard. When they gather, Trini explains Rita attacked her and tried to recruit her. Realizing the danger is real, Jason calls them to confront Rita and protect Angel Grove even without armor. Despite the risk, everyone agrees. Trini reveals Rita is at the old shipyard. Armed with metal bars and chains from the trash, they head there. At the shipyard, they see someone sitting in a chair and attack, but it is only a sailor tied up by Rita. They understand it is a trap. Rita leaps toward them holding her restored staff. The teens fight back, but she easily overpowers them and locks them inside a ship cargo hold. She demands the Zeo crystal location, but Jason says none of them know where it is. Furious, Rita uses her magic staff to pressure them, starting with Zack as the dark energy surrounds him. Billy tells Rita to stop and reveals that using the ship map he learned the Zeo crystal is hidden beneath a donut shop in the city. With the location revealed, Rita leaves, but before going she blasts Billy with her magic and throws him into the ocean. The others break free and rush to pull him out. When Kimberly checks him, she realizes Billy is gone. Overcome with guilt, Jason tells them to take Billy to the ship because Zordon might help. They return and explain everything, but Zordon says nothing can be done. Jason blames himself for leading them into battle too soon. Kimberly says they all chose to fight together and that she would give her life to save Billy. The others agree, and suddenly the morphing grid activates, opening a portal that allows Zordon to regain a body. Instead, Zordon sacrifices that chance and reprograms the ship to restore Billy's life. Billy wakes up, and everyone is relieved. Jason thanks Zordon, and now united, he tells the team it is time to morph. Together they focus, connect fully, and finally transform into the Power Rangers. Meanwhile, Rita gathers the stolen gold and creates a giant monster named Goldar. She orders him to retrieve the Zeo crystal and sends her stone warriors to destroy the ship and the Rangers. The team escapes through the portal and arrives on the mountain where Rita's army waits. Fighting as one, they defeat many enemies, with Jason summoning a sword from his armor. The army seems endless until Zack runs back into the cave and returns in his Black Ranger form, quickly destroying the remaining stone men. They then see Goldar and Rita heading toward the city. Jason orders everyone to call their Zords, and linked through their armor they move to stop her. In town, they split up to battle enemies and protect civilians. During the chaos, Jason sees his father searching for him, but Goldar strikes the car and flips it over. Jason leaves his Zord, fights through the creatures, and rescues his father, who senses something familiar about the masked hero. Jason returns to the fight and the Rangers confront Goldar, but he is too strong. In a bold move, the Pink Ranger lifts Billy with her Zord and launches him toward Rita as she nears the donut shop. Before he falls, Billy triggers an energy blast that knocks Rita and Goldar down. With Rita unconscious, the stone men crumble, and the Rangers think it is over. Goldar rises again and heals Rita. She orders him to get the crystal, and with a powerful strike he opens a massive crater in the donut shop, exposing the Zeo crystal. The Rangers stand before the crater and fire their weapons, but even together they cannot stop him. Goldar smashes their Zords and forces them back. Using their last strength, they charge once more, but all five are knocked into the crater. With the Rangers down, Rita orders Goldar to seize the crystal. Before he can reach it, a massive machine rises and blocks his path. The Rangers' Zords combine through their unity and form a giant warrior that the Blue Ranger calls Megazord. Rita is not afraid and merges herself with Goldar, making the monster stronger. The fused creature charges, but the Rangers fight back, each guiding a section of the Megazord. They land heavy blows, yet the monster keeps advancing. The Red Ranger reminds them of Alpha 5 lessons. They dodge the attack, grab the monster from behind, and slam it hard onto the ground, leaving Goldar weakened. The Megazord then draws the twin swords from its back and strikes through Goldar's body, finally defeating him. The monster begins to break apart, and Rita, too weak to continue, asks for mercy. The Red Ranger demands the green coin and tells her to surrender. She refuses and tries to fight back, but Jason answers with a powerful strike from the Megazord. Rita is blasted into space where her body freezes and drifts endlessly through the universe. The battle ends and the Power Rangers save the city. The citizens celebrate the heroes, though no one knows their identities. Days later, life returns to normal. With peace restored, Jason visits the ship and leaves his sword there, saying he will reclaim it when the world needs him again. He then heads back to detention, this time sitting beside his closest friends. During class, Kimberly gives him a drawing of a lightning bolt in the colors of their armor, the new symbol of the Power Rangers. Moments later, the teacher calls attendance and notices one student missing. Tommy Oliver's seat is empty, with only a green jacket left behind. If you watch to the end, make sure to subscribe and like the video for more recaps like this.